Welcome to the Engage for More podcast. We are so excited that you're here with us today. You know, we exist to encourage you to engage for the more that Jesus came to offer us. We're so glad that you're here today. My name is Kim Ball, and I'm sitting here with...
Hi, I'm Gwen Neal, and we're excited to be with you this February.
That's right. That's right. And today I just told Gwen that I'm sitting along under her instruction because I couldn't even finish preparing for today's podcast because I was distracted. Today we're talking about distractions.
Yes. And when the three of us are together, it's so easy. We go down rabbit holes.
Yes, we squirrel, right? Yeah.
A lot. So today, what we're going to do is talk about how to remove the distractions. And so for me, I'm just going to be very honest. Mine is the digital problem, digital distractions.
Absolutely.
So one of the first things we have to do is recognize when it happens, what's leading our attention away from. And it starts even when we're children.
Yes.
And I remember when I was a third grade teacher, to help my kids focus in the classroom, I would take 2 manila file folders and I would tape them together and then run them through the laminator, and I would put them up as trifolds. And I told the kids, this is your office.
Right.
So when it was spelling test time or math quiz, I said, okay, let's go into our offices. And so they would take it out and they were able to decorate it any way they want. So each child had his own little cubicle, if you will, to help them focus, to
not
block
look
out all the distractions or the temptation to look on their neighbor's paper. And so as adults, we can't just go around like horses with blinders on.
Right.
But we need something to do to keep us from being distracted.
Yes. I know you said you definitely digital so we all have a tendency to wake up and we have our phones right next to us charging on our bedside stands or whatever. And one thing that I found that I cannot do anymore is try to start reading the Bible from my phone. I do like the Bible on my phone for other things, but not first thing in the morning, because then I'm wanting to check my messages, my texts, my emails, and then, let me peep and see if I need to make an Instagram post for our women's ministry, or let me do all of these things. And before we're it's an hour gone.
Yeah.
And I've got to get up and get ready for work.
Right.
Like that was my main trouble. And so I've just had to keep that phone down, keep it down. That's a self-discipline until after I am ready for work.
Absolutely. I feel you 100 on that.
Yes.
I'm going to say this too. My thing was, they just reinstated it. The social media TikTok.
I haven't gotten into that, or else I probably would be addicted to that. But
my gosh. Like, my sisters introduced me to TikTok last year, and I'm like, what manner of evil is this? I would say goodnight to Gerald, and an hour later, still in the same position on the side of the bed with TikTok.
Yes.
So I had to delete it. And I only allow myself to go on like special occasions if I'm off for vacation or something like that. Otherwise, I have no control. Total.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a mindless activity. You know, it's something that you can, and same thing as scrolling through Facebook. You know, it's mindless, and before you know it, you've seen you're almost starting to see some of the same feed again because you've been on it for so long, right?
Yeah.
And so all of these things are keeping us from the main thing.
That's right.
We talked last podcast about being still, but we can't be still if we have distractions, right? And so what are our goals today? I mean, what are we doing to fight distractions?
So we've got 10 that I'm going to share with you, that we're going to share, because really the distractions just say we have FOMO, fear of missing out, or just fear of not knowing.
Yes. What acronym is that? Fear of not knowing. That's what I need.
Oh,
FON. We have
FON.
FON.
Fear of not.
No, FONK. Funk. We're in the funk. Okay, sorry.
All right.
We just squirreled. Distraction.
We didn't see. All right. So one of the things we want to do is create a schedule. We want to make a daily plan that includes time for works, breaks, relaxations. Write down the times that you're going to check your email and other messages.
That's so good, Gwen.
Because email is a time stealer as well, especially if you get into a back and forth conversation through email. So, if you want your process to be, I'm going to check my email for 20 minutes 3 times a day. All right, write it down. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to check. Maybe at 1 o'clock, I'll check. And then later on in the afternoon around 4 o'clock. And I've got my timer set for 20 minutes. I'm giving it towards email.
Yes.
And that's my opportunity to check if I've received something from family, from supervisor or colleague, address it and keep it moving.
Yes.
And then you don't go back to email until your next scheduled time. And so what I've learned to do is break my chores down into increments of 90 minutes. So I can, in that 90 minutes, focused. And so the way I do that is I'm setting my goals. And we talked about goal setting.
Yes. That was the beginning of February.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So from there, I'm going to have breaks built in. I've got my big goal.
Okay.
I've got 90 minutes chunk of time. This is number 2, setting goals. And I'm breaking my goal down into small steps.
Okay.
So for me, I like to use a timeline.
Okay.
So if my goal is creating a new business or a part of Brown Christian Academy,
Right.
I want to add another program, like the Warriors Den. Okay. So I'm going to put that on a timeline. This is what I'm going to accomplish in the month of February, month of March. And within that month, I have it broken down into chunks and into those chunks days. So I know today I've got 90 minutes I can devote to getting this accomplished.
Wow.
Bam. Then during that 90 minutes, and we're still trying to not get distracted. Number 3, I'm sorry. So number 1, create a schedule for yourself every day. Okay. Number 2, set goals.
Okay.
Number 3, block your favorite distractions for a few hours.
Ooh, yeah. This is going to take some self-discipline.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
So your games, your social media sites, the news sites. Some of us are news junkies. Like
Yes.
we've got to know what's going on in the world.
You know, that's so funny. I mean, to be totally transparent, is I'm a weather junkie. And so it's not really my phone that's as much of the distraction as I like to turn on the weather and to kind of like see. And even though I watch it every day, I should know, but I really have. But what that leads to is for me watching a little bit more of the news. And then that goes into another show that and I've had to just totally leave the TV off. And just be like, I just had to consult my weather bug, which is not right hardly half the time, but I'll be dressed appropriately, kind of. But that is one of the biggest distractions.
It
is to just turn on the weather. And there's nothing wrong with the weather.
Nothing.
But it ends up being a problem.
Right, right. And I'm going to post in the near future. I've got this quote about trying to break habits.
Yes.
And TV is one of them. And the only way that I have found that I can break myself is one of 2 ways. 1, don't turn it on.
Right.
Because if I turn it on, it's all downhill.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. And 2, I have to tell myself I'm fasting from it.
Ooh, yes. That's a good way to view it.
Yeah. And that's how it works for me.
Yes.
Because I have not matured enough to use the self-control that the Holy Spirit empowers me with.
To turn it on for 5 minutes and turn it right off. Yeah. That's
not
true.
there yet.
That is so true. Okay, what's our next one?
So number 4, turning off alerts.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, when you're sitting down at your desk and you're working and you get all of these notifications, you get these alerts. So put your phone in flight mode
That's such a great idea.
or
And
silent.
I don't do that either. So
Yeah.
you're giving me all kinds of things. Y'all, this stuff is gold. We hope
Yeah.
you're writing this down.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even when I am upstairs in my prayer room and I'm having devotion, and if I can't think of a scripture, like of where to find it, and I can't find it in the back of the Bible, I know if I go get my iPad or phone,
You can Google it, girl.
yes, and I'll have it. But you know I'm not going to stop
No.
with the Googling.
No, because you're going to get a notification that you've got an email and then you got to
Right.
handle that. Yes.
All those little dings.
Yes.
And so what I've started doing, even with that, if I go get it, I find what I'm looking for, and then I put it outside
Yeah.
the prayer room
Yeah.
so that I can't hear it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
turning off your alerts, putting your phone in flight mode. Number 5, you know what? Eat without a device. When is the last time you enjoyed a meal without your phone?
Oh, that's so good and convicting, Gwen.
Yeah.
Eating without your device so
We
you don't
don't
get
even know what
distracted.
our food tastes like.
No, you're so right. And we don't know the people around us that we're eating with. You know, it's really just so disrespectful, but we're all doing it.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what show. It was some sitcom. There I go with TV again. But the girls were out for dinner.
Right.
And they all had to put their phones in the middle of the table.
That's
and
so
the first
good.
one that grabbed them had to pay for dinner. The first person that grabbed their phone.
That is so good.
That is good. Yeah, especially if you're at a really fancy restaurant.
That's right. Yeah. Everybody will leave those phones in
That's
the middle.
right. Put them on flight mode to make sure, airplane mode.
Yes.
Okay, so number 5 was eat without a device. Another thing to help us is number 6, create a distraction-free environment.
Oh, okay.
So eliminate obvious distractions and keep your area organized and clean and
Yes.
neat. And that way you're able to focus. So if you're working on a budget, remove everything that does not pertain to the budget.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah. And I can't work in a messy environment anyway.
Yeah.
And so that helps me clearing off everything.
Getting rid of the clutter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can focus.
Because you can't focus when there's too much clutter. No.
Right. And then you're getting sidetracked.
Yes.
And then you see this bill and you think, oh my goodness, when did this bill come in? Well, let me pay this,
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is so
Okay.
true. So we're going to create a distraction-free environment.
Yes. So number 7, check your progress. Like the kids get progress reports and
Yes.
report cards every 6 weeks or 9 weeks or quarter or whatever. You want to check your progress. And for me, that's where the timeline comes in. So I've got these timelines created and I've got the date and the month or the time that I expect to have a particular item met.
Right.
So I can check that. And that gives me encouragement or crack the whip.
Yeah.
Girl, you got to get to it.
That's right. We got to know where we are so we know how to proceed.
That's right.
Right.
Check and see how you're doing and adjust your plan. Number 8, accountability. So this is where your mentor, this
Yeah.
is where your coach comes in. She has helped you set these goals. She knows when you want to have met them. So you're going to be talking to her every month about the progress you're making or not.
Right.
And you're going to explain to her why you're not making any progress.
Yes, it's a truth teller.
That's right. That's right. And I know you counsel many women, and I'm sure many of them have issues with time.
Yeah, I feel like accountability on all fronts is good from, one extreme to another, but especially on distractions is, just today we had our staff meeting and our campus pastor asked us to have the person that we sat next to hold us accountable
Okay.
for the chapter was on being still and what are we doing, and on being still. And so that's being accountable for distractions.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So good.
Okay. We need someone in our corner.
That's right.
All right. Number 9, celebrating the small wins.
Ooh.
Okay. Reward yourself for minor achievements, not with German chocolate cake, but maybe with a manicure or a pedicure or a tall glass of Diet Coke on ice.
Oh, yes, that sounds really good.
So celebrating the small wins. And then number 10, remember your purpose. Why are you doing this?
Right.
What's the goal here? Is this something that God has called you to do? Why is it important for you to get this particular task completed? Because it makes room for you to move on. And if you don't get this done, then you're going to be stagnant. And what happens with stagnant water?
You just get stuck and gross
And stinky.
stinky and grimy. Yes.
Yeah. So we have shared with you how to focus, how to remove the distractions out of your life. So number 1, we want to create a schedule.
Yes.
Number 2, we want to set goals. Number 3, we want to block out our favorite distractions.
Yes.
And why do I say favorite distractions?
Because those are the ones that are going to get us.
That's right. Every time.
We don't mind throwing away the things that we don't care about, but
absolutely.
our favorite ones,
So, and then number 4, turning off alerts. And I now Zoom will do this for us. I've noticed whenever I have a Zoom scheduled on my calendar and it comes up as a reminder, it says turning alerts off during this time. I love that. Thank you, Zoom, for helping me. And then you want to, number 5, eat without a device. Focus on the person that you're with, or if you're by yourself eating at your desk, just focus on the texture of your food. Number 6, create a distraction-free environment.
Yes.
Okay. Number 7, check your progress, see how you're doing. Number 8 was accountability. Get someone in your life, hire a coach, a mentor, your girlfriend to help share your goals with this person. And then number 9, celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
And for number 10, remember why you're doing this.
That's
what
right.
your purpose is.
Yes. And we want you to know that that's why we are here at Engage for More, is to come alongside you.
That's right.
As faith, life, and business coaches. And if you feel stuck because you just can't get the distractions out of your life, then we want to come alongside you and helping you to be accountable for moving forward. And we'd love for you to do that, to reach out with us to us on engageformore.com and let us know. We'd love to do a free complimentary call. Can't get my words out today with you to see, would we be a good fit for you to be able to reach your goals, to be able to set your goals, and to be accountable to us for them. We thank you so much for joining in. Gwen, I have enjoyed sitting underneath your instruction because I have definitely needed this in my life today. And so I am going to go and make sure that these are put down in a place where I can check and make sure that I am implementing these things to eliminate distractions. We thank you for joining us today.